For almost 4 years, simply crossing the street in Sarajevo could cost you your life. During the siege of the city in the 1990s, over 200 civilians were killed by snipers. 3 decades later, Italian writer Ezio Gavazzeni has been pivotal in reviving disturbing allegations that wealthy foreigners paid to shoot civilians trapped in the city.
We know that children and young girls were the preferred targets.
We travel to Italy and Sarajevo to find out whether the victims' families may finally get answers. Daniela Shachad usually avoids this part of the main road in the Bosnian capital. The 43-year-old lost her brother here, on what was once known as Sarajevo's Sniper Alley, during the siege.
This is where my brother was killed by a sniper on June 25, 1995. It was a beautiful sunny day. We were outside playing and he took his bike. Everyone told him not to go.
Her brother Damir was shot while cycling through the street. UN peacekeepers stationed in the city found him and took him to hospital, but he later died. His parents called in to identify their dead son.
He was only 17 years old. That day was, I don't know how I could describe it to you, but I still remember my mother's screams and all those people who were present. I was 13 and I didn't understand what was happening.
From 1992 to 1996, Bosnian Serb forces besieged Sarajevo during the Bosnian War. From the hills around the city, snipers targeted civilians in the largely Muslim Bosniak population. Residents used UN tanks for cover, but the peacekeepers could not stop the killing. More than 10,000 people died during the siege. Over 1,000 were children. Many perpetrators have still not been held accountable. At the Sarajevo scrapbook, parents of murdered children have donated objects that remind them of the sons and daughters lost here. Fikret Grabovica is one of them. His 11-year-old child was shot by a sniper. He says there was a horrific logic behind the targeting of children.
They killed children because they knew that when you kill a child, you save a bullet, because you killed the mother at the same time. Because if the child is dead, the mother's life is no longer worth anything. In a way, she's also dead. The whole family is dead.
3 decades after the alleged sniper safaris, Italian writer Ezio Gavazzeni began searching for answers. He ran through countless documents and spoke to witnesses. He says the material he collected suggests that wealthy European men paid to travel to Sarajevo to kill civilians.
We know
that children and young girls were the preferred targets. Targets like children and young people cost around 100 million lira, equivalent to about 90,000 euro today. Women cost around 70 million lira, men around 50 million.
Gavazzeni says he's encouraged that alongside Bosnia, Italy, Switzerland and Austria, Belgian prosecutors have now also opened proceedings. He believes Belgium could play a key role in tracing the alleged network behind the killings.
There was a whole organizational structure used to provide these services. It was run by a number of individuals who were connected to contractor agencies. These agencies were based in Belgium.
Gavazzeni knows that 30 years after the alleged crimes, evidence is difficult to reconstruct. But he hopes European prosecutors can continue what he started and help bring justice to the victims and their families.
It It is clear that we will not be able to find all the 400 or 500 people who we know were involved in this business.
Però sarebbe già sufficiente trovarne qualcuno.
But it might be enough to find some of them. Then the domino pieces may begin to fall.
A cascata.
We contacted several prosecutors' offices. They confirmed ongoing investigations, but gave no further details. In Sarajevo, the wounds of the war remain raw. That's why many residents are following the investigations closely.
If injustice was done, I do believe that whoever did it should be brought to justice, or at least give us the truth.
We need to investigate everything. That's the only way to stop this from happening again.
Sweeping problems under the carpet is the most dangerous thing in life, in politics, in society.
I think we should also progress further and not forget about it, but put it aside and look for a brighter future.
Daniela Shachad regularly visits the cemetery where her brother is buried. More than 1,500 war victims are laid to rest here. 30 years later, she still doesn't know who pulled the trigger.
I'm glad the investigation has started. It's always hard for me to talk about it. But if we don't tell what happened, it will be harder for investigators to find the people who did this.
Daniela says she will carry the memory of her brother for the rest of her life. Now, she hopes someone will finally carry responsibility for his killing.